We will begin. Okay, so Sister Helen, congratulations on your Golden Jubilee.
Thank you, sister.
Yes. Now, Sister Helen, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, about who you are and where you are from?
I am from Bihar, brought up, I was born in Bihar, but I was brought up in Calcutta because my father was working in Calcutta, so we settled in Calcutta. And then I was brought up in Calcutta, and I went to school to FMM Sisters in Calcutta. There I studied. Then they had only class 8. Then after that, I have to shift to Bihar to complete my matriculation, class 10. So I studied there, and then afterward, I was thinking of becoming sister. From the small age, I had a desire to become a sister, but my parents took it as a joke. They never believed that I will become a sister. So as I grew up and I was determined to become a sister, so they were quite surprised when my marriage proposal started coming. Then I told them strictly, no, I don't want to get married. I want to become sister. But they did not know what to do and how to do. So one my cousin was there. So he knew Mother Amy in Calcutta, Park Circus. So he took me, they said, come, I will take you to Mother Amy's. So I went there. Then all the sisters, when they came to know that one candidate has come, they were so happy. And they all came down from the upstairs, that parlor side, and they all hugged me and so happy to receive me. And I also was so happy. Then they told me, anyhow, you go home and bring all your things and stay with us for a few days. And then you see us how we are, and we'll see you whether you are able to live with us. Then I said, all right. Then I went home and brought my things and stayed in Calcutta. I was hardly 2 or 3 days there. Then one sister was coming from some course, Sister Sama. Now, earlier she was a Manchan, Sister Sama. So she has gone to some course in Delhi and was going back to Shillong, her community. Then they sent me with her to Shillong. So I went there and I was received as I was hardly candidate. I was just came from home and then I received as a postulant. And then 1 year we were postulant. Then Sister Mary Paul was that time just newly elected as a novice mistress. So we became novice novice. Then after 2 years of novitiate shifted to Bangalore. That was in Shillong. And then we went to Bangalore. We had another 1 year in Bangalore, novitiate. Then we made a profession, and my first mission was in Kalyanpur. And there I learned, though I was brought up in Calcutta, I did not know Bengali so much because we speak mostly, my mother tongue is Hindi. So that I struggled to learn language, and I mastered the language within a year. And so I was put in charge of the primary school to teach the children in class 1. So I taught there 8 years. I was in Kalyanpur, and I taught there, and I was in the choir, and we had one father. He was for some kind of singing. Village people, they like singing and dancing. All the gospel, they sing and dance. We learn from the Hindus. They do their Ramayana. They sing and they'll dance. Then they'll say something like that. So he picked up from there, and he all translated into Bengali, all his Bible story, and he used to go from village to village to preach the good news. So since I used to sing, so he asked me to join with him. So I was in his choir. So I enjoyed doing that one. We used to go I was a teacher there in Kalyanpur primary teacher school. And then Friday evening we used to go, and Friday night, whole night we'll sing. And towards morning, Saturday morning, we'll come back home. Then we'll rest. Then next Sunday, then morning, we used to have again school. I was a teacher in class 1 teacher in Bengali medium in Kalyanpur. So like that, my 8 years in Kalyanpur I spent. And then after that, we started a Bihar mission. So I was chosen to go for the Bihar mission. And there it was really a great adventure to go to Bihar mission, because there people, they are, the place that we were put, we were mission, it was a Hindu area where no Christians are there. There are no Christian present. They do not know who are the Christians. So we slowly we started visiting people. And since I was from Bihar, my parents are from Bihar, but I was brought up in Calcutta. So I have no so much idea of Bihar. But I knew from something little bit from my parents what Bihar is like. So slowly I pick up the language, and I started to work with the people. And option for the poor. That time a chapter message was option for the poor. So of the working for the empowerment of women. And since I was only an ordinary teacher, I did not know what is meant. But after going to Bihar, we learned from the Jesuit fathers. And one ICM sister was there. She was full of life. So they used to call me for their program. That's ICM sister was from Tamil Nadu. They don't know Hindi language. So she used to talk in English. Then I have to explain to the women in my Hindi language. So like that, I picked up all the language of that, how to go about it, how to social work, how to empowerment of women, children, women. Project. We had a socio-economic center was there. From there, we used to get funds for the program. So we ran programs for the upliftment of the women. So like that, I worked 10 years in Bihar, and it was helped the women to come up, because the women were so much, the system was created, the women remain in the inside the house, they never come out of the, so slowly we make them to come out of the house, to dress nicely, to come out and meet people, and to have meetings with us. So slowly we started a literacy program, because there is no literacy at all. No schools run properly in Bihar. The masters will come, only they will sit and chat, children will play and they'll go away. So there was no panchayat, local government election. So we made women to stand, village women to stand for local government election.
Very good.
And one woman got the election, and it was really a great joy for all of us to see our village women coming up in life, and she can help the village people, because their system is created so much like that. They only they don't want to help the poor. They don't want to uplift them up, to educate them, because they will come up in life. So the system was created to make the poor always poor.
Yes.
So that was the situation in Bihar that time.
Yes. Sister Helen, did the work you were doing with the women, did it upset the men? Did it cause problems with the men?
So along with that, we have a Jesuit fathers working with us. So they were also organizing the men. I used to call father, because from our house to there, the Jesuit father, remote village he was working. So I used to call him, Father, please come and talk to our men, because for men is better than. So night we used to call, used to have a program in the villages. So Father used to come and help us. So he used to talk to them. So like that, slowly they also get empowered. Men.
Yes. So Sister Helen, after you were working there, did you go to other missions? Did you go to and work in other ministries?
Yes, I was in Kalyanpur. First, I was a teacher, then I became a social worker. Then after that, I was again back to Kalyanpur, and I was in Matigara. That time, Matigara mission was there. I was there. Yeah, I was. Then I continue my same work in Matigara also with the women. Now we have closed down that mission.
So
Matigara.
you learned and then you put into practice the things that you learned by working with women in different areas.
Yes.
Good on you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So, Sister Helen, what has given you the strength to continue on your missionary journey?
Well, the Bible quotation says, God says, I heard the cry of my people who are, so that was my striking point in my, when I went to Bihar mission. I saw the poverty of people, how they were oppressed, how they were suffering. So that gospel passage came to my mind. God is saying, I heard the cry of my people. So
thank you. Now, Sister Helen, you are a senior member of the congregation celebrating 50 years as a sister. What would you like to tell the younger members of the congregation? What are your words of wisdom for the young sisters?
Well, I'll say we have come to become religious because of love of God. Love of God attracted me to become a religious. So if we have a real love for God, we'll do our best, we'll be a good religious, and we'll do God's will, as God says in the Bible, I heard the cry of my people. So we have to hear the cry of our people in our place where we are working. What is the need of the people? What they really need us. So if we are in tune with a loving God, so everything will be faithful to our prayer life, our religious life. So this will help us to know the will of God, what God wants.
Yes.
For him, yeah.
Thank you very much. Sister Helen, thank you very much for sharing so much of your life with us. And we wish you well for the next years, for the next 10 years until you have your next Jubilee. So thank you very much, and may God bless you and watch your ministry these days. So God bless you, and thank you very, very much, Sister Helen.
Thank you, Sister.